main thing is the main thing because the main thing is the main thing. What's the main thing? The forgiveness of sins. Jesus came to forgive us. That was his purpose. That's why he went to the cross, to forgive us, to reconcile us to our Father. And not just that, when I say the main thing is the main thing because the main thing is the main thing, is Jesus actually said, yes, receive this from me, but now give it. Give it. The main thing, not just in this relationship, but in this relationship. The power to forgive each other and the power to pronounce forgiveness over each other in our lives. So we call it the office of the keys because that's what Jesus called it. That's what the first disciples called it. It's recorded for us in the scriptures. We call it confession, absolution. Right? A lot of times when we think of that, we think when a pastor says, right, in the stead and by the command of Jesus, right, I forgive you your sins, right? Why does a pastor do that? Well, he represents the community of believers, and the truth is, right, we need that assurance. We need that spoken over us. Not that the pastor has more power than the rest of us, but the pastor represents, right, the church. And not just the pastor, but hear me when I say this because we miss this. We need to say that to each other. A husband to a wife to a husband, a parent to a child to a parent, a brother to a sister to a sister, a classmate to a classmate, a co-worker to a co-worker. All right, we need to pronounce forgiveness. And we need to confess. Right? I am sorry. And how do we respond to that? I forgive you. I'm sorry, I forgive you. Right? It's a pattern of life on this side of eternity. It's the move of humility. It's the move that holds relationships intact. Right? Not just our relationship with God, but our relationship with each other. And the power of absolution, of absolving sins, of helping people deal with a conscience that is very lively and active, especially when it comes to guilt and shame, to hear those words spoken over each other, to speak those on behalf of Jesus himself. Right? You are forgiven. How do I know that? Because Jesus told me to tell you this, and these words that I speak to you right now, right, are words directly from Jesus. Right? I forgive you. He forgives you. You're forgiven. Right? The forgiveness of sins. Right? Today, I just want you to think about that. Right, as we wrap up the 6 chief parts, right? What are they? The 10 Commandments, the Apostles' Creed, the Lord's Prayer, communion, baptism, and confession, absolution. Right, the early church saw this. We still see this. The 6 chief parts. If we can live in all of these, right? It's that simple, and everything else just falls into place. I pray that you're able to walk in your relationship with God, confessing and receiving forgiveness. And that you're able to walk in relationship with each other, confessing and receiving forgiveness, proclaiming forgiveness over each other. And whenever you show up in a sacred assembly, that you would know through whatever it is, the pastor, the songs being sung, the sacraments being given, right, that you are forgiven, that you hear those words directly from Jesus. Jesus told us, right, to go and forgive. He breathed on those disciples in the upper room on Easter Sunday. He said, you're forgiven, peace be with you. And he said, go breathe that on others. Go breathe forgiveness on others. And so that's what we do. As children of God, just as Jesus has done for us, we do that for each other. So get out there and forgive. And certainly as you continue to live your life, be humble. But don't forget to apologize by saying, I'm sorry.